The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, chapter number 5, text number 6, given by His Grace Sriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari, recorded on April 10th, 2008, in Sofia, Bulgaria.
So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, chapter number 5, text number 6. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yatha punasveka idam vaishya Shete guhayam sanavritta vritti Yogeshvaradishvara eka etad Anupravishto bahudayatasit. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. He lies down on his own heart, spread in the form of the sky, and thus placing the whole creation in that space, he expands himself into many living entities which are manifested as different species of life. He does not have to endeavor for his maintenance because he is the master of all mystic powers and the proprietor of everything. Thus he is distinct from the living entities. Purport. The questions regarding creation, maintenance, and destruction, which are mentioned in many parts of the Srimad Bhagavatam, are in relation to different millenniums, kalpas, and therefore they are differently described by different authorities when questioned by different students. There is no difference regarding the creative principles and the Lord's control over them, yet there are some differences in the minute details because of different kalpas. The gigantic sky is the material body of the Lord, called the Virat Rupa, and all material creations are resting on the sky are the heart of the Lord. Therefore, beginning from the sky, the first material manifestation to the gross vision down to the earth, everything is called Brahman. Sarvang Kalvidang Brahma. There is nothing but the Lord, and He is one without a second. The living entities are the superior energies, whereas matter is the inferior energy, and the combination of these energies brings about the manifestation of this material world, which is in the heart of the Lord. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Bharakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. So, it's an interesting point here in the verse. Krishna does not have to endeavor for his maintenance because he is the master of all mystic powers and the proprietor of everything. In other words, if he needs something, he can just manifest it. If he needs a vehicle to travel somewhere, of course he doesn't need a vehicle, but if he wanted to have a vehicle to travel somewhere, like a Vaikuntha airplane, there it would be, you see. If he would like to eat a nice mango, just there it is. If he wants to have a brand new dhoti and chadar, there it is. If he wants to have 10,000, he wants to have 10 million beautiful girlfriends surrounding him. There it is. If he wants it to be a warm, a refreshingly invigorating, beautiful spring day with fragrant flowers and a beautiful waterfall flowing, there it is. He doesn't have to go down to some company and ask, for a job. So he can earn some money after working in a long, hard hours, and then take his money and get on the bus and go to the store with his little shopping bag. And look up one aisle and down the other aisle, trying to find what he wants. And then when he finally finds it, he has to go to the front of the store and stand in some line. Then he has to put his money in the counter and make sure there's the proper change and check the receipt. Make sure they didn't cheat him. And then go back out and wait for the bus in the cold rain. And then when it finally comes, there's no seat, he has to stand up. And finally he gets home and his wife complains that you don't love me anymore. Krishna doesn't have to do all that kind of stuff, you see. Bhaktaram jagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatvam shuchimrichiti. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor, and the best friend of all living entities. Whatever Krishna wants, Krishna gets. Immediately. So that is called supreme enjoyer. Now ask yourself, when you hear this, are you envious? When you hear about Krishna, do you feel envious? Do you all feel envious? Do you feel envious?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. Maybe a little bit.
Може би малко завист.
Because if you're envious,
Защото ако завиждате,
then you know why you have a material body.
тогава знаете защо имате материално тяло.
Is it? This is just like they have leper colonies, you know?
Това е като колония на прокашени.
And somebody has leprosy, they send him to a leper colony.
Ако някой има проказа, го праща в колония за прокашени.
So we are in the colony known as the envy colony.
Тук е колонията на завистливите.
If you become afflicted with a disease known of envy, then you're sent to the envy colony.
Ако си зализите с болестта на завистта, тогава ти изпрати в колонията на завистливите.
You ever wonder why people were so nasty and envious all over this whole world?
И знаете ли защо хората са толкова завистливи, гадни в този свят?
That would be like wondering why in this leper colony does everybody have leprosy?
Това е все едно да се чуете защо в колонията за прокашни всички са прокашни.
It makes sense. In a leper colony, everybody has leprosy because it's a leper colony.
Логично е в колонията на прокашните всички да са болни от проказ.
So it makes sense here in this material world, everybody's envious because it's an envy colony, you know.
И затова е логично в този материален свят всички да са завистливи, защото това е колонията на завистта.
So what do you do if you're living in a leper colony and you want to try to cure your leprosy?
И какво трябва да направите, ако живеете в колония за прокажени, искате да се освободите от тази болест.
You have to avoid associating with the other lepers, you see.
Трябва да избягвате да общувате с другите прокажени.
You have to isolate yourself from the lepers.
Трябва да се изолирате.
So what if you're living in an envy colony? How do you get free of envy?
И как да се освободите от завистта в колония на завистливи?
You have to isolate yourself from the envious people.
Трябва да се изолирате от завистливите хора.
So we have a society formed by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Имаме общество, сформирано от него божествена милост, Бхактиведанта Свами.
It's a society for people who want to become non-envious.
Това е общество за хора, които искат да бъдат независтливи.
A society where everyone mutually agrees we will try to love God.
Общество, в което всички се съгласяват, че ние ще се опитаме да обичаме Бог.
Instead of being envious of God, we will try to love Him.
Вместо да виждаме, ние ще се опитаме да го обичаме.
That is called ISKCON, you see.
Това се нарича Искон.
The International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
Международно общество за Кришна съзнание.
It is an association or sangha dedicated to becoming free from envy and developing love for the Supreme Lord.
Това е общуване или санга, посветено на това да се освободиме от завистта и да развиеме любов към Бога.
So everything that we're doing in our activities within ISKCON should be for this purpose.
И така всичко, което правим, всички дейности в Искон трябва да бъдат подчинени на тази цел.
We should strive to be non-envious lovers of the Supreme Lord.
Ние трябва да се опитаме да бъдем независтливи, обичащи Върховния Бог.
This should be our goal every day.
Това трябва да бъде нашата цел всеки ден.
Let me try to increase my feelings of love for Krishna.
Нека да усила своята любов към Кришна.
Actually, you don't have to worry so much about getting free from envy.
Всъщност вие не трябва да се тревожите толкова много как да се освободите от завистта.
Just try to develop love for Krishna.
Просто се опитайте да развиете любов към Кришна.
Because if you love somebody, then you don't feel any envy for them.
Защото ако обичате някого, вие не чувствате завист към него.
But if you hate them,
Но ако го мразите,
then you'll be very envious.
тогава много ще завиждате.
Samohang sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tamang bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. Krishna says, I envy no one,
Кришна казва, аз не завиждам на никого.
nor am I partial to anyone.
Нито съм partial.
I'm not partial. It means he doesn't have any favorite person.
Нито е пристрастен към някого.
I am equal to all.
Аз съм еднакъв към всички.
And whoever renders service unto me with love
И този, който ми дава служение с любов,
is a friend,
е приятел,
is in me,
е в мен.
and I am also a friend to him.
И аз съм също приятел на него.
So this is the actual position.
Това е всъщност нашата позиция.
Krishna is not envious.
Кришна не е завистлив.
We have to become not envious.
Ние също трябва да станем независтливи.
This world that we live in right now, icha dvesha samuttena dvanva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sangmohang sargayanti padantapa. All living entities are born into delusion.
Всички живи същества са родени в илюзия.
Bewildered by the dualities of desire and hate.
Заблуждавани от дуалностите на желание и омраз.
So, if you desire to enjoy separately from Krishna, that means you're envious.
Така че ако вие желаете да се наслаждавате отделно от Кришна, това означава, че сте завистливи.
And that means you will hate Krishna.
Това означава, че мразите Кришна.
You see, there's two kinds of Krishna consciousness.
Има два вида Кришна съзнание.
There is favorable Krishna consciousness,
Благоприятно Кришна съзнание
and there is unfavorable Krishna
и
consciousness.
неблагоприятно Кришна съзнание.
They are called anukul, which is favorable,
Те са и наречени ануку или благоприятно
and pratikul, which is unfavorable.
и пратику неблагоприятно.
You can be Krishna conscious in an unfavorable way
Можете да бъдете Кришна съзнати по неблагоприятен начин.
by hating Krishna.
Мразейки Кришна.
Just like Kamsa, he was hating Krishna, you see.
Като Камса, който е мразил Кришна.
Hiranyakashipu also was hating Vishnu.
Хираникашипур е мразил Вишну.
So they were very Krishna conscious, very Vishnu conscious.
Те са били много Кришна съзнати, много Вишну.
But they were intensely hating God, you
Но
see.
интензивно мразили Бога.
Of course, they also got liberated.
Разбира се, те също били освободени.
So if you are a big enough demon, that's how you can get liberated. You can by hating God, you can get liberated.
Така че ако вие сте голям демон, така можете да получите освобождение, като мразите Бога.
But only if you're a very powerful demon who's powerful enough to rule the whole universe.
Не само ако сте много могъщ демон, който е достатъчно могъщ да управлява Вселената.
If you're not able to be a big demon like Kamsa or Hiranyakashipu,
Ако не сте състояние да бъдете голям демон, като Камса или Хираникашипур,
then you have no choice but to become a devotee, you see.
нямате избор, трябва да станете преданодаден.
You see, even Hitler wasn't powerful enough, you see.
Дали Хитлер не е бил достатъчно могъщ.
Even that big of a demon, he wasn't powerful enough to get liberated by hating Krishna.
Дори той не е бил достатъчно могъщ да бъде освободен от мрази Кришна.
So if you're a tiny demon,
Така, ако сте малък демон,
better to try to become a devotee, you see.
по-добре е да се опитате да станете преданодаден.
Big demon, he can just try to increase his enmity towards the Lord, you see.
Големият демон може да се опита да засили своята...
So much so that Krishna will personally come and kill him.
И така да се надява, че Кришна ще дойде да го убие.
But little demons like us, you see, we just have to develop love for Krishna, that's all.
Малките демони като нас ние трябва да развиваме любов към Кришна.
So we can get delivered
Така че да бъдем освободени
through the bhakti process.
чрез процеса на бхакти.
Actually, the bhakti liberation is better anyway.
Всъщност бхакти е по-добро от освобождението.
Some demons get personal liberation and some demons get impersonal liberation.
Някои демони получават получават персонално служение, а други неперсонално служение.
The impersonal liberation is not very nice, actually.
Имперсоналното служение не е много хубаво.
It is called Sayuja Mukti.
Казва се Sayuja Mukti.
The Vaishnavas shun Sayuja Mukti.
Вайшнавите отхвърлят Sayuja Mukti.
Even if you offer a Vaishnava Sayuja Mukti, you say, no, I don't want it.
Ако предложите на Вайшнава Sayuja Mukti, той ще каже не.
I would rather stay in the cycle of birth and death and have Sayuja Mukti.
По-добре да остана в цикъла на раждане и смърт, отколкото да получа Sayuja Mukti.
I would rather be an ant in the house of a Vaishnava than to have Sayuja Mukti.
По-добре да бъда млявка в дома на предан отдаден, отколкото да получа Sayuja Mukti.
Because even if I was a little ant, at least I could hear the kirtan going on.
Защото ако съм мравка, поне мога да чуя киртана.
And when the people in the house drop some prashadam on the floor, I can go nibble on that prashadam, you see.
И когато хората изпуснат малко прашадам на пода, аз мога да отида и да взема.
And carry the booty into my anthill.
И да го занеса в моята мравешка къща.
So they would the devotee would much rather be an ant in a house of a Vaishnava
Така че ни би предпочел да бъде мравка в дома на Вайшнава,
than to achieve Sayuja Mukti.
отколкото да получи Sayuja Mukti.
So, one should take advantage of the human form.
Така че човек трябва да се възползва от този човешка форма.
How often do you get a human body?
Колко често получавате човешка форма?
If you calculate 8 million births before getting a human form,
Ако пресметите 8 милиона чисто хиляди форми преди да получите човешка,
it's not very often to get a human form.
не е много често да получите човешка форма.
So, therefore, don't be dull-headed.
Така че не бъдете глупави,
Don't be slow in the head. You see.
не бъдете бавни мислещи.
Understand, you've gotten the greatest opportunity in millions and millions and millions of years.
Разберете, че имате уникална възможност в милиони години.
So now fully utilize it to get out of this rotten cycle of birth and death.
Така че възползвайте се максимално, за да се отървете от този цикъл на
Then you actually have some brains, you see.
Тогава наистина имате мозък.
Otherwise, I don't care if you're a big Harvard scholar, you have no brains.
Иначе няма дори да имате харвардска диплома, ако нямате.
If you do not take the Krishna consciousness, you have no brains.
Ако не вземете Кришна съзнание, вие нямате.
Even if you have a big PhD from Yale or Oxford,
Дори ако имате докторска степен в Йел или Оксфорд,
you're brainless.
вие сте безмозъчни.
So simply surrender to Krishna,
Просто се предайте на Кришна
and Krishna will give you all intelligence,
и Кришна ще ви даде цялата интелигентност.
how to serve him perfectly.
Как да му служите перфектно.
Tesham tatadayuktanam bhajatang pratipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam apayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and who worship me with love, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me.
На тези, които ме обожават и са посветени на мен, аз им давам интелигентност, как да стигнат до мен.
So, now I can ask if there's any questions.
Сега мога да попитам, има ли някакви въпроси?
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, when you described all the opulence of Krishna, and you asked if we are envious, Krishna's opulence is great, and we may say we are not envious, but we are envious of even ordinary people, or envious of devotees. So could you explain that?
You're saying that we are envious of ordinary people in this world?
Yeah.
Yes.
We are, practically everybody is envious. What to talk about Krishna? There is envy ingrained in us.
Yes, that envious tendency is there. One curbs it down. We're envious if somebody has a better car than we do, you see. We're envious if somebody has a nicer kurta than we do, That's a nature. We have that envious nature, that's right.
Is it a possibility that we can say, I'm not envious of Krishna?
Can we say that we're not envious of Krishna? Well, one easy way to not be envious is don't know about him, That's one way to easily escape, what you to think you're escaping envy by not being aware of how good looking Krishna really is he?
But aren't we envious in the other way also when we hear Krishna's pastime and we don't believe in that? Is that called envy?
Yeah, if one denies the pastimes, it is just a form of envy. Certainly.
Should I translate something?
Yeah, translation.
Въпросът на Матаджи беше, понеже в началото се описваше богатството на Кришна, как може да кажем, че не завиждаме на Кришна при условие, че ние завиждаме на обикновените хора. Всъщност, факт е, че ние сме завистливи и
Envy.
да, завиждаме.
When there is a pastimes of Krishna, we say, how can it be possible? That is envy.
Когато ние се съмняваме в забавлението на Кришна, това е завист.
Just like someone may say, I don't believe that Krishna could have, you dancing in the forest of Vrindavan with 16,000 beautiful young girls. I don't believe it.
Например, някой може да каже, аз не вярвам, че Кришна е танцувал в количката на Вриндаван с 16,000.
This is the same person who invited one beautiful girl out for a date and she didn't want to go with him, see.
Това е някой, който е поканил едно красиво момиче и той не се е съгласил.
Then he hears that Krishna has 16,000 beautiful girls. He doesn't want to believe it because it's just more than he can handle,
Когато чуе, че Кришна има 16,000 красиви момиче, той просто не може да повярва.
Huh?
Or to say Krishna is immoral.
Or to say that Krishna is immoral, yes. It's all envy, that's right. You wish you could enjoy 16,000 beautiful girls. So you say, oh, it's like the grapes are, sour grapes philosophy. The fox, he jumped for the grapes. See? And he couldn't reach them. So he said, oh, they're sour. So he tried to get a girlfriend. He could never get one. See? Nobody liked him. So then you hear that Krishna has so many girlfriends. He says, oh, Krishna's a rascal. He's immoral.
Prabhupada gives the example of Krishna lifting the Govardhan hill, and Prabhupada said maybe.
Maybe, yeah. So,
Кришна, Прабхупада дава примера, че Кришна е вдигнал хълма Говардан и вие казвате може би.
Srila Prabhupada told us in Los Angeles, he said, Krishna lifting Govardhan hill, and you all are thinking, maybe.
Шрила Прабхупада ни даде този пример в Лос Анджелес. Кришна е вдигнал хълма Говардан, а вие всички си мислите може би.
In other words, Prabhupada could see that even his own disciples, his own initiated disciples, were doubtful about Krishna's pastimes. They weren't completely convinced yet. This is a sign of envy. If you're not fully convinced of Krishna's omnipotence, that means you're envious of Krishna. You're thinking that you're omnipotent. And you're not acknowledging the omnipotence of the Lord.
признавате всемогъществото на Бога.
That's why you're miserable.
Това сте нещастни.
That's why you're stupid.
Това сте глупави.
These bad qualities are due to envy.
Тези лоши качества се дължат на завистта.
But if you actually come out of this envy and have full faith in the words of Krishna and scriptures,
Но ако се освободите тази завист, имате пълна вяра в думите на Кришна в писанието,
then you become very, very highly intelligent.
тогава ще станете много, много интелигентни.
Any more questions?
Други въпроси?
Моля Гурудев да убие демона на съмнението в моето сърце.
Please, Gurudev, kill the demon of doubt inside my heart.
Но
You don't want to know
To kill the demon of doubt inside
Okay.
his heart.
What's the question?
question е в това, че аз знам, че Кришна ходи на пазар и се грижи за всички грижи същества и как се връща в една история, една вечер неговата съпруга му се кара, защо се е прибрал толкова късно. И историята с справката. Просто моля да ми разкажете.
He wants to elaborate about the story with the end when Krishna go back one day and his wife asked him why he was late, and he thought, I have to take care about an ant.
Take care of what?
An ant.
Take care of an ant.
Take care of the ant.
Ant or ant?
The walking ones.
Little.
The little ones.
His wife и неговата съпруга му се е карала. Затова е въпросът. Защото той каза, че няма никой да му се кара на Кришна да се прибере.
His wife scolded him, and why did she scold him? This is the question. Why Krishna scolded his wife?
Why did Krishna scold his wife?
No. Why she scolded him? Sorry.
Why the wife scolded?
Why does Krishna plays the part of a henpecked husband? Yeah. Especially that when Satyabhama, you see, Krishna took her to the heavenly kingdom, and when coming back, in the heavenly kingdom there's a very nice flower called Parijata flower, you see, which is not on the earth planet.
Райските планети има много красиво цвете, което съпругата на Кришна Сатябхама е.
So they were on Indra Loka, the abode of Indra.
Те са били на Индра Лока.
But Satyabhama, she wanted the Parijata tree. They come bring one back to the earth, you see.
Сатябхама искала това цвете на чините.
But that's not allowed. Just like when we go into the U.S., they check for fruits. They don't let you bring fruits in from overseas. You have to throw them away, you see. You can't bring them in.
Това не е било позволено, както в Съединените щати не може да несете плодове.
Especially in Australia, they're very heavy about bringing anything in.
Особено в Австралия.
They even want to look at your neck beads. Make sure there's no bugs inside them.
Те гледат кентиманите, да видят дали няма някакъв.
So, Indra said, no, you cannot take the Parijata tree from here. They must stay here in my kingdom.
Индра отказва, не може да вземете.
But Satyabhama, she was wanting. Krishna is a henpecked husband, you see. So Krishna had to fight with Indra to take the Parijata tree out of the heavenly kingdom. That is called husband, you see. Yes, sometimes he has to give the wife what she wants. Otherwise she will henpeck him to death. Therefore we recommend brahmachari life, you see. Tapasa brahmacharina Brahmachari life means peaceful life, you see.
Брахмачари живота е спокоен живот.
A householder has to face so many agitations.
Семейният трябва да посреща толкова много предизвикателства.
So if you can remain brahmachari, that is the best thing.
Така че останете брахмачари, това е най-доброто.
Huh?
Why you are married? Someone may ask you.
Why I am married?
Някой може да попита защо го родете жена.
Actually, I never became a grahastha.
Всъщност аз никой не съм ставал грехаст.
I went from brahmachari to vanaprastha life, you see.
Аз преминах от брахмачари в ванапраста.
I was seeing that the world is full of married people.
Видях, че светът е пълен с съчинени хора.
So there's a special power by being a married person and preaching to married persons. I could see there's some advantage for missionary work. There's some advantage for preaching with the help of a wife. I could see that.
Така че видях, че има предимство от това да си семейство, може да проповядваш на...
So just as Lord Chaitanya took sannyas for the sake of preaching and gave up householder life,
Така, както Бог Чайтаня е приял саняс.
I gave up brahmachari life and took up married life for the sake of preaching.
Аз се отказах от брахмачари живота и станах семейно да проповядвам.
I never became grahastha, wanting to accumulate material goods and have a house full of dancing children.
Всъщност никога не съм бил грехаста.
But now I have a bigger house of dancing children, you see.
Сега имам по-голяма къща с...
Now I have 49 initiated disciples who are singing and dancing all over the world.
Сега имам 49 посветени ученици, които танцуват в цял свят.
So I have a bigger family life, you see.
Имам по-голям семейен живот.
By not indulging in grihastha life and going straight to retired life, vanaprastha life, Krishna has given me a big family.
Аз не съм се наслаждавал на семейния живот и Кришна ми даде по-голямо семейство.
Next question.
Следващия въпрос.
Yeah.
I wanted if you can elaborate about the external behavior of demoniac and how devotees should act externally.
What is it?
He says behavior of the devotees, external behavior of the devotees, the demoniac and the pious.
Devotees?
Demoniac behavior or
What is it?
demoniac behavior.
Who's demoniac behavior?
Devotee.
Devotees don't have demoniac behavior.
No, like you mentioned about Kamsa, I think that's what I'm speculating about Kamsa, like he was pratikula. Not
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what he maybe.
Yeah, so the demon can be Krishna conscious, but not in a favorable way. His Krishna consciousness will be unfavorable.
Not my question. My question is just, it's not a question, it's just to elaborate, if you can elaborate more on the external features of demoniac.
That is, if you can read, and if you want elaboration on the demoniac qualities, then you can, there's a whole chapter in the Bhagavad Gita, the divine and demoniac natures. You can study in that chapter very nicely the mood of the demon, Ahambhogi. He declares himself to be the enjoyer, you see. That is, if you want to boil it down to the finest essence, the demoniac mood is Ahambhogi, I am the enjoyer.
Въпросът на Бхакти Акви беше Курдев да каже нещо повече за външното проявление.
The devotee's mood is I am servant.
На демоничното поведение и
And the demon's mood is I am the enjoyer.
настроението на преодоление, аз съм слуга, а настроението на демона, аз съм наслаждаващ.
Okay, so we'll stop here. We thank you all very much for coming today.
Тук спираме. Благодаря много, че дойдохте.
Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.